Things that are common in the US that are illegal in Germany. Starting off with homeschooling. This is a very, very common practice in the US. So many people nowadays are deciding to homeschool their kids, but this is completely illegal in Germany. You are not allowed to do this. Kids here must go to a physical school with proper teachers, and homeschooling is just something that is not up for debate in this country. Not having health insurance. This is something that a lot of Americans do not have because the cost of health insurance is simply astronomical in the US. However, in Germany, you are legally required to have health insurance, whether that be public or private health insurance. You have to have it no matter what. Otherwise, you will get a very, very hefty fine if they find out you do not have it. Going grocery shopping, going to the mall on a Sunday are very common things in America. However, in Germany, this is illegal because grocery stores, malls, shopping centers, whatever you want to call it, are not allowed to be open. In Germany, Sunday is a full day of rest. People take this very, very seriously, and businesses are simply just not allowed to open up on this day. Things that are rude in Germany that are common in America. Wearing your in America to walk with your outside shoes all around your house, all around your friend's house. It's not a big deal. You do not have to take your shoes off. But in Germany, this is very, very rude. You must take your shoes off whenever you enter someone's house. It's just common practice because they find it really disgusting to walk with your outdoor shoes inside. So unlike America, that's very, very patriotic, you'll see red, white, and blue all over the place. They have their flags everywhere. People put their flags outside of their house. They wear it on their clothing. They're very prideful about their flag. Germans are a bit more cautious when it comes to their own flag because of their past, their history. So you will not see people just waving their flags casually. They will not have it outside of their house. So this would be very, very rude for someone to do unless it is during a sporting event, more specifically football or soccer season. Then that's when you see the German flags come out, but you would not be waving it around randomly or wearing it on you. It's also very rude not to say hi to people in the waiting room, let's say at a doctor's office, at a dentist. Even if you are passing your neighbor in the hall, you will say hi to people. This is very, very rude if you do not do it. I know in America, if you don't do this, it's not a big deal. Actually, I think people would find it weird for you to say hi to everyone at the waiting room at the doctor's. But here, if you don't do it, people will look at you a little bit weird, and people will just know that you are a rude person for not acknowledging everyone's presence.
I moved to Los Angeles 6 years ago from Germany, and here are 15 things I've learned since I've been living here. So loud here. First thing I've learned is that everything is very fast paced here, especially in Los Angeles. Everything's like a workaholic mentality. In Germany, like we go to work, but we also know how to like rest and recharge. Americans don't do that even on Sundays, which is crazy. So it's like a workaholic mentality. I've become a workaholic here, and I feel guilty for not doing something productive like one day. So the saying Europeans work to live and Americans live to work is very accurate. Was habe ich noch gelernt? I learned to become very independent. When I moved here, I was 21. I'm now 26. And I've learned so much about myself living abroad, because before you're like in your comfort zone bubble with your family and your friends and everyone you know. And when you move abroad, you really like get to know yourself and also learn how to trust yourself, like that you're capable of doing things by yourself and you don't always need to call your mom or your parent for advice, because you already know what's good for you and you should just always listen to your gut. So I've really became a woman in America. I've learned that the food here is very bad and I miss German Brot. Ich vermisse deutsches Brot. I've learned that quality time with your family should be more appreciated, because living abroad, I don't see my family that often because they're all in the Netherlands or in Germany, and I really appreciate the time that I have with them now, and I'm just in the moment and take it all in, because and I love them so much and I miss them every single day, and it's really really hard living so far away from your family. Another thing I've learned, not everything is as it looks like. So don't believe what you see online. Hollywood seems so glamorous online, but it's not. Anything you see online, it's fake. It's all fake. And to not compare myself to other people or to other people's successes. In a city like Los Angeles, where everyone is already famous, you tend to think, oh my god, like they're the same age as me, maybe I should already be doing that and that. But I've learned that everyone is on their own journey and their own path, and it's okay to not be there already, and if it's meant to happen, it will happen. So don't compare yourself to anyone, because the only competition you have is you and yourself, and it's all just in your mind. So you can let go of those fears, because you will be fine and you're already perfect the way you are. I'm not sure if I said 15 facts, but I feel like I've said a couple, so don't be mad. It's my first Audi talk. Okay, I want to become more personal with my audience and talk to you guys more, because you ask so many questions and I feel like I'm not responding to them. So this is me putting myself out there. Okay. Tschüss. This was Nuki's Audi talk. Bis bald.
Well, guys, that was a very beautiful one. I learned one or two things from this video. The first lady that spoke about the things that are illegal in America, but not in, I think, Germany, the illegal part, saying that homeschool. One thing I understand is that every country has its own way of handling things, and I think Germany, they are much more calmer than Americans. Their lifestyle in Germany is much more calmer, cozy, quiet. Americans are more louder. They are very lousy. They like to show themselves. But Germans, they are calm in nature. They like quiet environments, and sometimes on Sundays is a free day for them. They don't like noise at all on Sundays. So you can just imagine how it would be like when you're living in Germany and you now later move to America. Everything will change, your lifestyle will change, because you will have to try and adapt to the environment in America. You will have to learn how to do things in American way. And that was a very very beautiful one. The other lady to explain that experience being in America, she said, in America, um Germans work to live while Americans live to work. That is a very deep one, very very deep. Just imagine, the Germans do work so that they can survive, but Americans live to work. That is, they don't have time for family. I think that's what she's trying to say, that they don't have time for themselves. All they do is work work work. Unlike Germany, that at least you have time for yourself, time for family. Because a lot of people have been complaining that America, to survive in America, you have to be ready, because work hours load are a lot. Like, you have to work for hours just to put food on your table, because bills there are very very high. Whew, that was a very interesting one. And she spoke about Hollywood, that everything we are seeing on American movies are not actually real when you come to America. That America is a total different package compared to what we see in movies. Well, let me know how true is that, because I'm an African lady. I'm a black African, and I have not been to any of this country. Let me know, is it true that that's how things are operated in America and also in Germany? What do you think about Germany? Do you think Germans are much more calmer in nature, or is not like that? Well, let me know your point of view. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.